Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK, Commander 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm the Commander General Hunter. And since 1969, we've letting so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians know that we are, in fact, the true Jews. You know what I'm saying? We are, in fact, the lost 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we are. We're not African American. We're not a Jamaican, Barbadian, from St. Croix, from Dominica, Trinidad. We're not West Indian. We're not Haitian. We're not Dominican Republic. We're not Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican, Slovakia, Mexican. We're not Salvadorian. We're not Brazilian. We're not Native American. You know what I'm saying? We're not Seminole Indian. We are the lost 12 tribes of Israel, the Prince of Power, Yasher. I'm Priest and Officer of 50 Yasharim Yah. This is the Long Island class, and this class is titled, What's Israel's Purpose? What is Israel's purpose? You know what I'm saying? You know you're an Israelite. Your whole life you've been African American, Jamaican, Mexican, Panamanian, Slovakia, Cuban, Seminole Indian. You know what I'm saying? You've been the very people that our oppressor have been oppressing. What is knee on our necks. That's who we've been. We've been those people all of our lives, you understand? We turn on the news, we see we've been gunned down again. We fill up the jails with mass incarceration, you know what I'm saying? But number one for disease, you know what I'm saying? We die from all sorts of manner of diseases, you know what I'm saying? HIV, AIDS, we're homosexual. But we're under, again, the knee, the thumb, the eye of these people who have stolen us, these people who have taken our name away from us. You know what I'm saying? So it gets you to think. What makes you think that with everything you hear in the media with Kanye West and all this black Hebrew Israelite, I put air quotations on because you can only be black if you're an Israelite. Hebrew, you can only be black. You know what I'm saying? People who don't study our culture, which is the King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha, it's common sense that if you're from that area, that geological area, that you're gonna be a dark-skinned people. You know what I'm saying? Israel is a dark-skinned people. We come in many shades of brown, from high yellow, damn near white, to dark midnight black, blue black. That's what they call them. Call us. You know what I'm saying? But what does it mean to be an Israelite? Because again, you've been oppressed for over 500 years. Well, what does it mean? Why am I going through the hells? You know what I'm saying? Why is my community riddled with drugs? You know what I'm saying? Why do my sisters have more than one baby father and can't keep a man? You know what I'm saying? Why are men gay? You know what I'm saying? Homosexual. Why are women gay? Why do our men want to be women and women want to be men? What the hell is going on with God's chosen children? What is our purpose? We're Israelites. Why are we going through this? We're going to go through it right now. So let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14. And it reads, Is Israel a servant? This is Jeremiah talking. This is Jeremiah writing his books. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Writing. His writings. Because at this time where Jeremiah was, in this time period, through the nation of Israel, at this time, at the moment, Israel was going through it. Israel was being oppressed. Another nation was running through us. But I'm not going to jump ahead of the class. You have to realize what our purpose is. You know what I'm saying? Because it reflects on what's going on. Because today, you ask yourself, are just African American servants or Hispanic servants? You know what I'm saying? Or so-called black servants, or Jamaican servants, or Haitian servants, or is the Central American servants? You know what I'm saying? The Panamanian, the El Salvadorian, the Guatemalan. You know what I'm saying? The Venezuelan, the South America, the Colombian, the Ecuadorian, the Peruvian, the Brazilian. Are we servants to these people? Are we servants to the oppressor, these European people? Are we forever going to serve them? You know what I'm saying? You work up 9 to 5. You go to their jobs. You know what I'm saying? They pay you less. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a Fortune 500 company, you're making the millions if that's your career. If you're a stockbroker, you understand? You're making them money. You know what I'm saying? You probably made your company millions of dollars doing whatever it is. Your paycheck, you got 4 figures. You know what I mean? It's a 1,00. Doesn't add up. We servants to these people, you know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, we build the Americas. North, Central, Caribbean, South. We were the working labor force. So we actually read this again in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 4. Is Israel's servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Are we homeborn slaves, man? You ask yourself, yeah, you think slavery was a long time ago, but the one who think, the one who's not in the truth in the world, the critical thinkers out there, the woke, air quotations again, they ask themselves, we slaves, we slaves. You know what I'm saying? We homeborn slaves. You know what I'm saying? Slavery was not that long ago. It's very recent. Very recent. Your great grandfather's grandfather was a slave. It's not that far. It's not that damn far. Listen, your great grandfather's grandfather was a slave. That's recent. That is modern era. We ain't talk about 70 AD, 500 AD. We're talking about modern America. You know what I'm saying? That's recent. You can touch that. You can grab that. It's right there. Literally. You understand? So you ask these questions, are we homeborn slaves? Jeremiah's asking. We ask ourselves these too. You know what I'm saying? Because what is our purpose? Let's keep reading. Salakia. Why is he spoiled? You know what I mean? You know what spoiled is? You ever open the refrigerator, you see a spoiled milk, spoiled meats, you know what I'm saying? Or you have children. That child's spoiled because it's bad. It's at a it's not in its natural state. You know what I'm saying? It reads right here, Salakia, verse 14, the end of verse 14. Why is he spoiled? Because Israel, blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, we've been made spoiled. Being under the oppression of these people, you know what I'm saying? These people who hate us, you know what I'm saying? And we just got done celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday, who fought in March, you know what I'm saying? Had our women and young men, mostly women, getting attacked and bit by dogs. You got women whose breasts got bit by dogs for his dream, for his cause. Young men being sprayed and beat down by police because you want to be around these people, man. You want to be around these people. Him. And put that in our minds, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. But here's something you don't know. Martin Luther King did all that because he loved a white woman. He wanted to integrate with them. You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King didn't know what the hell he was doing. It's in his memoirs, man. It's in his writings. He did not know what the hell he was doing. He was a boy, a stupid young man that thought he was doing something right. You know what I'm saying? That's Christianity for you. Christianity makes you docile and weak. Docile and weak to be beat down by all these other heathens, and especially your enemy who's the goddamn oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Who is the European man? The devil the Bible speaks of. You understand? We've been made spoiled. Martin Luther King made it worse. You know what I'm saying? Out of the fire into the frying pan. That's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? We've been made spoiled. He didn't make nothing better. The civil rights movement. The civil rights movement has done nothing. Everybody else benefits off the civil rights movements besides the so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. God's chosen people. We've been made spoiled under their oppression. We've been made rotten. We are not in our natural states. Understand? Let's read the next verse, verse 15, Salakia. And it says, young lions, Salakia, the young lion roareth up, roareth upon him, and yell, and they made his land wasted, you understand? And this is what we get, Salakia. Bear with me. This is what we get. This is the outcome. This is the result of wanting to integrate, wanted to come together. I had a dream that young black boys and white boys, all that bull crap, sold us what he wanted. Understand? Because of that, Harlem is gentrified. They just took it from you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. My neighborhood is gentrified, North Belport. They put the new lampposts out years ago. I knew it was headed for. We got a Dunkin' Donuts. Once I see a Starbucks, it's over. It's over. Harlem, where we have camp at, on 125th. The Whole Foods went up. It was over. It was over. It was taken from me. They're changing the name of Harlem to Soho. But it's not just on the East Coast. Houston's being taken over. Dallas is being taken over. Wherever you find blacks, Hispanics, Native American people living, dwelling, the so-called ghettos they pushed us in. And this is like how the devil is. You push us into the area you don't want, and now you want to take it back. You were disgusting, man. One part in Manhattan, one part in New York City, Manhattan, all the undesirable people, the poor people, blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, Used to be downtown. You know what I mean? Used to be downtown. The rich was uptown. Switched. And now they want to come up uptown. You know what I'm saying? But it reads right here, Salakia. And they made his land wasted. You know what I mean? Our land is wasted. You know what I'm saying? Because they bring the drugs in the neighborhood. They bring the drugs in every so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian neighborhood, in the reservations, in the barrios, in the ghettos, in the projects, wherever God's chosen people are. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. Look up the CIA records. They declassify records every 20, 40 years, so look it up. They make movies about it. Snowfall's about that. Don't pay attention to Franklin. Franklin, Slovakia. Pay attention to the CIA, the government. They bring drugs in our neighborhood to destroy us because we've been targeted, man. Targeted. And it's not a problem, you know what I'm saying, that you have a crack fiend mother, you know what I'm saying, a father ODing on heroin, you know what I mean, brother or sister, black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian, who's promise, who shows promising attributes of being a scholar, a doctor, an engineer, an athlete. Drugs come into the community, they take a hit of that crack, cocaine, heroin is up in smoke. You know what I'm saying? But when that heroin hits little old Cody gets a little bump of that cocaine, hit of that rock. You know what I'm saying? It's cocaine. It's a problem when it's in their neighborhoods. When the drug epidemic hits Cody, what's the white name? Whatever. Uh, Karen. Yeah, Karen got to go. Karen ODs. We have a drug problem now, right? Your lands are wasted, so now you come and attack us. Now you have a war on drugs. A war on drugs when you brought the drugs in this country to finance a war in Central America. Look it up now. This is common knowledge now. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. Our lands are made desolate in two folds. You bring drugs in there and you terrify the people with your war on drugs, and you still terrify the people with your gentrification. You push us out. You know what I'm saying? His land has been made waste. Slovakia. Let's finish the scriptures. Slovakia. His cities are burned down without inhabitation. You know what I'm saying? You've heard of Rosewood. You've heard of Rosewood, man. They made a bio documentary about it, a movie, layman terms. You know what I'm saying? If I'm paraphrasing it, the story goes a white woman claimed she was raped by a Negroid man. And here's the funny thing the other white men, they knew she was a whore. They knew she was a filthy, disgusting whore. In fact, the movie scene shows out her having sex with another European man, colonizer, oppressor. That's not her husband. But you know what? They knew, but they didn't care. They needed something to do. Those white people, those oppressors, those colonizers, those European people needed something to do. So why not destroy a black town? Why? Because they couldn't, they did. They destroyed our town. If you go to the Ottawa Officer Karabs, he has a playlist of black and Hispanic towns in America that are no longer on the map because they destroyed them. Because you know why? We had it and they didn't and they took it. Slug Village. It was a town where free black slaves dwelled. Beautiful town. It's now called Central Park. Because you know why? The colonizer, the European man, our oppressor, took it. Burned it down to the ground. Black Wall Street. We've had multiple Black Wall Streets, but the one in Tesla, Oklahoma is prolific because you know why? That's the first account of American terrorism. They dropped bombs out of a plane, man, for no reason because you know why? We were up, they were down. They couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle seeing that people who just got released from slavery, but 50, 40 years after, we were doing good. We had our own buses. You understand? Bus companies. We had our own theaters. We had everything, everything just essential for a thriving city, and it was a black city. Pretty sure we had Hispanic cities too. You know what I'm saying, in this country. You know what I'm saying, where our Spanish brothers dwelled and they destroyed it. But Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street was destroyed because it was a time of the oppression. A time of oppression where Doyle jumped out the Doyle Dirk jumped out the Wall Street building because he went broke. He didn't know how to live poor. But God shows the people we do a lot with a little because it's in us. We're special like that. They're not. You know what I'm saying? Do a social experiment with just two random people, a black, Hispanic, Native American family. switches places with three white families, they would lose their mind. They would probably die within 18 hours. Because you know why? They don't know how to live poor. They don't know how to do what a black and Hispanic Native American woman does with less little ingredients to feed a whole damn family. They're not holy or special like that, man. They're not. Let's go to let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. You understand? Because we are destroyed people. But you have to realize if we're God's chosen people, why are we being destroyed? Why is all this desolation? Why is there another people on our necks? There's a reason for that. You just can't say, "Oh, I'm an Israelite." I heard what Nick Cannon say, I'm a Jew. I'm a real Jew." Or Kanye said, "I'm a real Jew." Oh, you see that after he wore the Magun Dawada. They call it Star David. You wore the Magun Dawada, but it means something. If you're a firefighter, you put out fires. I'm saying it's lock it, bad thing. If you're a Moabite, Chinese man, you have a culture. You live a certain way. If you're an East Indian, you know what I mean? Elamite, Elamite, Elamite. You live a certain way. You have a culture. You do things you do. You're an African, hell, you play with dung, whatever. You're an Elamite, you're a nasty, disgusting beast. It's in your nature. But if you're an Israelite, you have a certain way to live. But again, we're not going to go ahead. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 4. A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity. That nation is us, so-called black and Hispanic Native American man. We're a sinful nation then, we're a sinful nation now. This is what angers the Most High God, sin. Sin is breaking of his laws, his statutes, and his commandments, you understand? Hold that. Hold Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4. You know what I'm saying? Go to the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19, verse 20. It reads, "He showeth his word unto Jacob." When you read the scriptures, right? Jacob's name was changed from Jacob to Israel. Israel means the prince of the power, prince of the Lord, prince of God. You know what I'm saying? Daughters of the Lord, daughters of the power, daughters of God. And he had 12 sons. 12 sons. And those sons had sons. Those sons had sons. And you were the seed of your father. So every so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man comes from Jacob. You know what I'm saying? And it says, he showed his word unto Jacob. He showed his word unto you, so-called black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. His word unto you. It's lock it. His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He showed him his statutes, how you're supposed to hold yourself. And his judgments, which means you know what's going to come to you when you break this law. When you don't do as I say to them, that's judgment. People say, "Oh, you can't judge me." Yeah, Christ said something the way you can't judge, but the judgments in the Bible is the punishment of what you get for breaking this law, for iniquity, for transgression of the law. That's the judgment. We know that. Blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians says, "You know what? Look at us now. Look what I'm about to read. Just make sure you hold Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4. Go to verse 20 and in Psalms 147. He have not dealt so with any nation. As far as his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord." This is why every nation of people that is not so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian run amok on earth, on the earth. This is why the Asian man can eat cat, dog, rat, bat, pangolin, human flesh, and get away with it. The Lord had it up though. He passed that COVID because he's tired of them. But they've been doing that for centuries and getting away with it. Esau running amok, destroying this world, raping this world. No punishment until now because we're in the end times. And Barakatha Yahweh shall be in the end times because you're going to see who God's chosen people are. You're going to see how these heathens are going to react, how they live, how they treat each other. You're going to see them fight each other, you know what I'm saying? So go back to the book of Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4, you know what I'm saying? It says, "A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, the seed of evildoers, the children that are corrupt. They have forsaken the Lord," you know what I'm saying? Because we, black, Hispanics, Native American Indians, we were given the laws, man. We were given the laws, we know what statutes, and we know his judgment because the Most High God is angry with us then and angry with us now, man. angry with us now when we still sit and fill up the seats of the Christian church when you know damn well the Lord's not there. The Lord's not there. You know the Lord's not there because it says in the Bible, Christ said, man, the Bible's based on two things. I'm paraphrasing. Love the Lord thy God, the Most High God with all of your heart, soul, and might. I'm paraphrasing. And the second thing is love your brother as you love thyself. Which means follow the laws, statute, commandments of the Most High God. Follow these laws and these statute commandments. That church tells you that the laws are done away with, which is a lie. Same thing the Pharisees said. Christ cut them. We cut them. The men of the ISU became the command in Juniata. We cut any ignorant fool that said laws are done away with because they're not. You can't kill a man. That's a law. Can't be a homosexual. That's a law. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be celebrating all these heathen customs. That's a law. It's in the Bible to the day, the King James Version Bible. And brotherhood, forget about it, man. It's not in the Christian church. It's not in the Muslim mosque. You know it's not in the Muslim mosque. Look what they did to Malcolm. Killed him. There's brotherhood in there in NOI. Every church is filthy and disgusting, and you know there's no brotherhood. Like right now, I'm recording this at my slavery. There's a story I'm going to tell one day where a Christian woman was just disgusting. No sisterhood. Off of something so small, something so small. Because you know why? There's no love of the Most High God in the church. There's no brotherhood in the church. But we follow Martin Luther King, the Reverend Martin Luther King, a good old Christian boy. You know what I'm saying? A token nigga, Salakia. You know what I'm saying? We follow him. You're the church man. You know what I'm saying? Let's finish reading the scriptures, Salakia. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. You know what I'm saying? Because we provoked the Holy One of Israel to anger. Everything we're going through, all the things we're going through, you know what I'm saying? We were going through. We have to open our door, and we have to not only worry about the oppressor with his knee on our neck. You know what I'm saying? Him putting an eviction notice on the door. His patrolman, police officers stopping you and harassing you and afraid they putting a bullet in you, you know what I'm saying? Worrying about if you're gonna lose your job because you're the last one hired, but first one fired. And then you have to worry about your brother. Your brother who doesn't know that that's your brother. Whether he be a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian man, he don't know he's your brother. You don't know he's your brother. You have to go through your neighborhood fighting him. You know what I'm saying? This is the anger the Lord has thrown on us, going through these curses, man. We're going to get into that. I don't want to jump the gun. They are gone away backwards, because we're going backwards, man. The Most High God gave us something to go forward. Gave us something to go forward with. He gave us something to go forward with and to be righteous. To be a perfect people. Because the Most High God sees us as a perfect people. You know what I'm saying? Hold that. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. Salaki. Book of Deuteronomy. Chapter 6. Chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all nations that are upon the face of the earth. You understand? He's chosen us, man. He's chosen us over the Edomites, who are the Europeans. He's chosen us over the Hamites, who are the Africans. He's chosen us over the East Indian people, who are the people from the Edomites, who are the Bangladesh, the Pakistani people, the Indian people, India, Red Dot India, that bull crap. He's chosen us over the Polynesian people, Japhet, you know what I mean? He's chosen us over the Chinese. He's chosen us over the Japanese, you understand? He's chosen us. You know what I'm saying? He's set for us, Salakia, for us to be a special people unto him above all people that are on the face of the earth. You know what I mean? We're better than them, man. We're top shelf. They're not even mid. They're on the bottom. There is no middle. This is what the Lord is saying about us. So when we go back to the book of Isaiah, the end of chapter 1, verse 4, it says they are going backwards. We've gone backwards, man. We've gone backwards, and going backwards is living in iniquity, transgression of the law, sinning, man. Then and now, every time you pick up a cigarette and smoke it, you're sinning, man. When you vote, you're sinning. When you have a Christmas tree in your house, man. These are all ultimate disrespects of the Father who said he puts you above everybody on the planet Earth. Let's read verse 5. Why should you be stricken any more? Ye will revolt, no, you will revolt more and more, because that's what we do, we just revolt. Don't want to listen like that. Bratty teenage child. We were all like that in the world. Just disobedience. Because you think what these people doing are better. You think what these European people doing are better. You think what these African people are doing are better. You think what these Muslim people are doing are better. When the Lord says, I don't like none of them. I choose you over them. So you follow the rotten apples when you're perfect. You know what I'm saying? What's the saying? What's a I don't want to make no saying up Salakia, but you know what I'm saying? What are you doing? What's gold being around crap? You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? You're golden. Why you want to be around crap for? You know what I mean? You're different. You shine. They want to bring you down to their level, and that's what they've done. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what they've done because we keep on rebelling more and more to want to be like these heathen nations. And again, think good old Dr. Martin Luther King wanted everybody to come together and everybody benefits off of the civil rights movement, which he was the face of, which he was the front runner of. Dr. Martin Luther King. And we get nothing. Hell, the LGBTQZP, LMNOP 00-1, they get more rights than the so-called straight black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon they go to the damn animals, the farm animals, rather than the God's chosen people in this land. And it might happen, so what? You know what I'm saying? What do you expect from the devil? Let's keep reading. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart is faint, because you're sick in the head, man. We are sick in the head for wanting to do what these nasty, disgusting people do, Salak. You gotta be sick in the head, man. Sick in the head for wanting to from wanting to be something special and special unto the Most High God. You want to come from here to here. You gotta be sick in the head, man. This what a pigs lie. This is the septic tank. The septic tank. You want to be here? You have to be sick in the head, so-called black man, Hispanic man. We are sick in the head for wanting to do that. We do it right now, today, today, man. And it's sad that what we do, man, because we're God's chosen people. But we follow these laws, these statutes, commandments, everything that happen overnight. If all those brothers and sisters, all our people come out of the Christian church, we will. Ain't no might. We will see the face of the Lord. We'll see the Lord's love. We'll see how much the Lord will fight for us. You understand? Let's keep reading. Verse 6. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness. There's no soundness, man. There's no security. There's no surety. You know what I mean? There's no soundness. It's noise after noise after noise because we're living reckless. When we're living reckless, if we're just being a rebellious nation of people, there's no peace. There's no peace because we're not following the Most High God. The Most High God is not going to give you peace. Like again, we're that disobedient, rebellious team in your father's house. You expect him to be okay with your actions when he gave you guidelines, he gave you laws, statutes, commandments to set you on a path of being great. You're already great in his eyes, but this is going to make you shine. It's going to put you on top of the world, the earth, rulership as he wants you to be, because he kept his promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He kept that promise. You know what I'm saying? But there's no soundness because you don't want to follow. You know what I'm saying? No soundness. Let's keep reading. In it. Wounds and bruises and purifying sores, they have not been closed. You know what I'm saying? Look the way we live, we were beat up. Black, Spanish, Native American Indians, when we partake in drugs. You know what I'm saying? Partake in gangbanging, hurting our brothers and sisters who partake in that life. You know what I'm saying? We hurt ourselves wanting to conform to them. Yeah, we have our token blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians to the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to conform. Going through, you know what I'm saying? Wanting to be like them. And they laugh at us when we want to do that. Want to be them so bad and they laugh at us behind our back. Some of us know, but you don't care because you have in your mind the grass is greener on the other side because of Dr. Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? That treacherous, traitorous bastard. You know what I'm saying? He said himself, he said himself, I feared I led my people into a burning house. You did. You did. You led your people to a burning house, and that dream was a nightmare. Look at us now, man. What do we have? Because of you. Because of you, Dr. Martin Luther King. Because you got into the heads of people, and it's so sad. You got people who are in their 60s, 70s, still believing in that bull crap, that rhetoric, that falsehood. You know what I'm saying? He's a false prophet. The Bible warned you about it. Matter of fact, let's go to it now. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah. I believe it's chapter 25, verse 25. Let's see. 23. No, it's chapter 23, verse 25. And it says right here in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25. I have heard what the prophets said, that the prophets prophesied lies in my name. This is your everyday pastor, your reverend, your deacon, prophesying lies in his name, saying the reason why you're going through this, everything going bad because you sinning, man. You're sinning your damn self. You got pork in your fork. You're telling a woman to divorce his man so you could sleep with her. You're divorcing your woman for another woman. That's a sin, man. Ain't no such thing as divorce. You want another woman? Go get her. She leaves, oh well, she sins. Sin's not on you, it's on her. So what? But these are the lies the pastor says. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep reading. Saying, I have a dream. I have dreamed. And who said that? So one man who quoted that in America, that's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? My great grandma had that crap. It's Dr. Martin Luther King. The Bible prophesies about Dr. Martin Luther King, man. Dr. Martin Luther King. And next verse 26 says, how long shall this be in the heart of the prophets? That prophets lie. You know what I'm saying? Because Dr. Martin Luther King lied to us. He lied to us, you understand, and brought us away from the Most High God. He brought us away from the Most High God with these lies, and that's what all these Christian pastors has done, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to leave that right there, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 1. Where we at? In the middle of verse 6. They have not been closed because these wounds have not been closed, you know what I'm saying? The wounds we get from iniquity because we live out a reckless, sinful life when we do all types of matter of evil, you know what I'm saying? These wounds have not been healed. They have not been healed, you know what I'm saying? Neither bound up, neither molded with anointment, because it have been clean. They have been clean because we are still sinning. We've decided not to follow the Most High God. And whatever hood, project, barrio, reservations you at, look out your door. Walk down the street, man. You'll see it. It's in your face, man. We are destroyed because we're not following the Most High God. And this is where it says. Go to verse 7. Your country is desolated. Your country is desolated. Harlem, Compton, Watts, Oakland, St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, Mississippi, Alabama, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa Bay, Long Island, Connecticut, Boston. Wherever blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians are at, it is destroyed, desolated. Let's keep reading. Your cities are burnt to the ground with fires. Your land, your land. Strangers have devoured it in your presence, because that's what they did, man. How do you think in 1492, when Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue, when he seen the Taino Indians, when he landed over there in the island of Hispaniola, which is now called Dominican Republic and Haiti? They came over there. He came over there. They came over there. Christopher Columbus sailed back 3 months back to Europe. He went over there and said, "Yo, I found the children of God." which they are. The Taino Indians, the South American Indians, the Central American Indians, the Mexican Indians, the North American Indians, the Seminole Indians, they all of the lost 12 tribes of God. We don't like to say this in the UPK, the Northern Kingdom, because Israel is going to be united and will be united very soon. We follow these laws, statutes, commandments. But yeah, that's them, our Spanish speaking brothers, Native American Indian brothers. He went over there and told who financed him the ships to sail. Said I found God's people. These people are kind. These people are polite. He sailed over there with murderers, rapists, what these European people are. With the worst of the worst, the best of the best to them. Came to island Hispaniola and desolated it, burned it down in front of our Spanish speaking brothers' faces, our Simeonite brother faces. You know what I'm saying? Went to Puerto Rico, did the same thing. Cuba did the same thing. Central America did the same thing. South America did the same thing. Mexico did the same thing. America did the same thing in front of our people's faces, man. They do it now still. It's called gentrification. It's the same thing. It's Esau is blessed with the sword. You know what I'm saying? The sword is an instrument of war. But he's changed his warfare from a sword to a projectile with a bow and arrow to a gun to now the pen and paper. That's the sword now. It can go back to the gun and whatever to kill us, but it's now the pen and paper. That's the sword Esau used to destroy God's chosen people. That's what it is. So let's keep reading. Salakia. And it is desolate as overthrown by strangers, because we've been overthrown. Strangers, when it says stranger in the Bible, in this case, the stranger in the Bible is the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? The European man. You know what I'm saying? Any heathen, but mainly Esau, who God hates when you read the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. You know what I'm saying? We've been destroyed. And you gotta ask yourself, what does this mean? Why? 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 Why has this been thrown upon us? Why this plague? Because these European people are walking plagues, walking disease viruses that breathe, eat, defecate, fornicate, sleep. That's what they are. That's what these people are. But go to the book of Deuteronomy and see what the Most High God said, what he said about this. Go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. And it reads, Salakia. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's Genesis, Salakia. What's going on? Bear with me, Israel. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. And the Lord shall bring thee a nation against thee from far from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Let me tell you something about this oppressor. He loves that damn eagle, man. Our oppressor loves that eagle. That bald eagle was there in Babylon. It was there in Greece. It was there in Rome, and now it's here again for the fourth time in the United States of America. That eagle, he's just as swift as the eagle when it comes time to destroy us. And you see his track record when it comes to God's chosen people. He wastes no time. He wastes no time when it's time for him to swing his sword, to shoot that bow and arrow. Draw his gun and said, I feared for my life when the man is unarmed, on the ground. You understand? Let's keep reading, Salakia. As a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Verse 50, and that we didn't understand his tongue, his foreign tongue. We didn't understand English because, contrary to belief, and you can look this up, I forget the man's name who Christopher Columbus brought with him, who spoke Hebrew. Christopher Columbus brought a linguist man who spoke pure Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? To speak with the Taino Indians, to speak with the Indians in Cuba, speak with the Indians in Hispaniola, Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? When he went to Brazil, when he went to South America, Central America, they all spoke the same language. You understand? If you get the book, We Came from the East by the Ottawa Captain Cottonside, he breaks all this down. Breaks all this down. You know what I'm saying? That those people are in fact The lost, or for the lost 12 tribes of Israel, Spanish-speaking brothers. In fact, here's a 12 tribes chart Captain Cotton is out, which has not been refuted yet. Has not been, because it's true. That who all 12 tribes of Israel are. The 12 tribes chart that we have, the IHPK have, that everyone's took from us. You know what I'm saying? Because they learned from One West and broke off to be disloyal bastards. You know what I mean? Anywho, verse 50. A, a nation of fierce countenance. You know what a nation of fierce countenance is? You know what I'm saying? Imagine you playing football. You got your game face on. You ready to play. You got a game face on basketball. Now imagine you going to war. But instead of this war, you're outmatched. You're outgunned. And they know it too because they got their guns. They got their cannons. You know what I'm saying? Weapons of death. And that look on their face, that's the countenance. They come to kill. No mercy. And here it is. Let's read some more. Which shall not shall not regard the persons of old, nor show favor to the young. You know what I'm saying? We got the last killing I read about. I hate hearing it, but it happens. It has to happen. You know what I'm saying? For all of us to wake up. It was upstate New York. An 11-year-old boy got killed by an upstate trooper. This had to be like 3 weeks ago. He didn't get fired. They never get fired. They never get fired. They get transferred. Probably an up in pay grade. There's a video on social media where a police officer slams an elderly year-old black woman. We go through this because we don't want to follow the Most High God. We go through this because we think being going backwards is the way to go because we want to join the oppressor and do what he does. You understand? That's not Israel's purpose. That's not Israel's purpose. It's not. And we're going to do it right now, let you know why these things happen to us. Go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 12. But it shall come to pass, this is Moses. This is Moses talking to the children of Israel when the Most High God showed his might, when the Most High God showed his love, when the Most High God showed favoritism to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians at that time. Israel, where he destroyed those nasty, disgusting Egyptians, those Africans, those Hamites. This is the time Moses is speaking to all of Israel. You understand? This is what Moses said. He says right here, but it shall come to pass, which means it's going to happen. It's inevitable. This will happen. You know how Christ says, verily, verily, for true, this will go down. If thou won't not hearken, if thou will not listen, if thou will not pay attention unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe, to look at him, to thoroughly observe what he's saying, to sit down and just try to understand what the Most High God is saying, to do all his commandments, to do what the hell he says to do, because he's giving you, Jacob, you, Israel, his laws, his statutes, his commandments, and you, only you, he's dealt with, you know the judgments. You understand? Hold that thought, what I just said, Salakia. And his statute, which I commanded thee this day, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And that's why we go through what we go through. We don't want to follow God's law. We want to follow God's law, statutes, commandments. We're under a supernatural curse from a supernatural being who loves us, who loves Israel. And every so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian man is an Israelite. Imagine you have a child. I love this analogy. You have a child. He's over there with another group of child. Before you tell that child when they go out to play, yo, don't do what they do. I told you what to do, what not to do, and how to act accordingly. A child don't listen and disobeys. It does with these nasty, disgusting, bastard kids, the other heathen nations. So you rush over there. You take your time because the Lord, he takes his time. He's going to give you whooping. He's going to give you whooping. He grabs his child, you, Israel, so-called blacks, Spanish, Native American Indians, and he punishes you. He don't punish the African for being a bastard. He don't punish the goddamn East Indian for being a bastard. And he damn sure don't punish the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the East Indian man, or the goddamn European man. Because you know why? He don't deal with them. He don't care for them. Those are bastards. But you're my child. I told you, you know better. So now you get these punishments, like it says right here in the latter end. All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee because we're cursed. We're cursed. We can't get right. As a black, Hispanic, Native American Indian, every time we try to rise, we cannot get right. Yeah, you think, oh, I'm an individual. I'm doing good. I don't need this. There's no escaping these curses. You pick up a mic and sign a contract. You can't escape a curse. You know what I'm saying? You pick up a basketball, sign a contract. No contract signing if you're an entertainer will save you from these curses. Even if you're a doctor, well-renowned doctor, you move out the ghetto, go to the suburban neighborhood because you follow Dr. Martin Luther King. You go into the suburban neighborhood, you will not escape the curse because you know why? Karen's watching you. And no matter how much you want to be like them, you'll never be them. Salakia, verse 16. Curse shall overtake thee in the city, and curses shall overtake thee in the field. One of these curses, man. But if we go back to the Most High God, if we follow His ways, His statutes, commandments, all this can be overturned. Let's go to the book of Baruch, chapter 1, chapter 4, verse 1. And it reads, this is the book of the commandments. This is the book of the commandments. The book that tells you how to live. The book that shows you righteousness, what's wrong, what's right. The book that tells you not to eat crab, pork, shrimp, and lobster, cat, dog, rabbit, rodent. You know what I'm saying? The book that tells you how to eat. The book that tells you how to treat your woman. Love your woman as you love yourself. This is the book of commandments. And what's wrong with being righteous? This is all righteous. This is what the Most High God, the supernatural being, has taught on to Jacob. Showed Jacob, showed Israel. You understand? Every so-called black, Hispanic, Native American man. This is the book of commandments. What's wrong with that? This is the book of the commandments of God, the Lord that endureth forever. All that keep it shall come unto life. We will come unto life, man, because you know why? We don't know life. When you're locked up doing football numbers because of the war on drugs, because you had a little bit of you had your because you have a little bit of weed in your pocket because you was going to use it. Even if you're distributing it, you didn't bring the drugs in the country. You know what I'm saying? That's death. When you're a whoremonger, you know what I'm saying? You're having sex with a random woman, not taking care of it. Because the Bible says, I'm paraphrasing, as soon as you have intercourse with that woman, that's your wife. There's no making whores of the daughter of Israel. That's what the Bible says. And then now you get that disease that has no cure. That's death. You understand? You decide to sell drugs to your people. You know what I'm saying? Making them zombie-like. You know what I mean? The scripture said the Most High God will not suffer a witch. You're a witch. You're a warlock. This ain't no spooky or cast a spell. When you sell drugs to people, a substance that takes them out of their state into a zombie-like mind or euphoria, that's sorcery. That's witchcraft. Witchcraft. You're a witch. You're storing up the pounds you make your crack, coke, heroin, or your weed because they put fentanyl in the weed, or your pills. You are rich. The Bible says, you know what I'm saying? Your drug dealer is a witch, and the Most High God will not suffer that. That's death. You understand? When you go on the street and you have a gun, you have an evil eye towards your brother over something stupid, over for color, over a block you will never own, over territory that's not yours. That's death. But it says right here, all that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob. There you go, Jacob. Turn thee, O so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man, and take hold of it. Walk in the precious light, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not walking in the light. Christ said, let your light shine, which means let your culture shine. Let you, that is a lawful people, shine. Because law, statute, commandments only came to Israel, you know what I'm saying? Only came to us. We're going to stop it right there. Of course, it's part 2. I like doing the series, you know what I'm saying? This is the ISUPK, Commander 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jordan Yohana. And since 1969, we blend the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, know that we are the true Jews of the Bible. And understand I'm priest and officer of 50 Yahshua Yala. This is the Long Island class, and I say shalom, Israel.